Korean Weekly. We're going to be jumping into our next match of the evening, a round 3 match. Let's take a look at the players in this overlay. If I can get this up here. GanZi against Crank. There it is now. Crank, of course, our Slayer's up-and-coming Protoss that I keep talking about. We have some videos of on our YouTube channel, of course. Really, really awesome player. And PvT, he's got this style. I mean, he has a lot of different styles that he likes to play, but because he likes to adapt to what his opponent's doing. But his kind of standard style, he really is one of those players that loves those kind of really fast double upgrades into kind of like Charge Lot Archon Colossus. And then he mixes in Templar usually later on. He's not as much of one of those players that'll go like 2-base Templar or something like that. But he's going to be playing up against GanZi, I guess former teammate, but now on Team Complexity. So GanZi certainly no slouch. Our currently coD Terran, who's been around the scene, and he's certainly been around the block. This guy's been representing himself well for so long now.
Yeah, I think it should be an interesting game. We got GanZi has kind of notoriously, I would say, been weak against Protoss, but that's kind of more, a few months ago. I think he's really been working on it, so it should be a good game.
Indeed, it should. The first map's going to be Frigid Pass again. Let's jump right in and get us started. Here it is, guys. Game 1 in this best of 3 between GanZi in the 5 o'clock position, representing Complexity as our blue Terran against his opponent in the 1 o'clock position, Crank as our light pink Protoss, representing Team Slayers. I am Orb, with me as @BZ. Please follow us on Twitter. I am @ORBTL, and @BZ is @AdebisiSC, ADEBISISC. And, of course, you can follow the Korean Weekly @Korean Weekly, and ESVTV is @ESVTV. I'm not just telling you guys to follow this stuff for, like, silly promotional purposes or something like that. It's actually that we will tweet and let you know when we're casting stuff and when cool events are going on. So if you follow that, you can stay in the loop. And of course, if you want to see more stuff from this player Crank, check out our YouTube at youtube.com/ESVTVSC, where we have already some replays cast of him from some of his latter practice games. And of course, we'll put some of the Korean Weekly VODs up there as well. But we're at close, pseudo, as we've said, pseudo close ground positions here, vertical positions. And I'm interested to see how that'll affect PvT, kind of trying to expand out towards the western side of the map as opposed to, towards each other. Or if one of these players is going to get really ballsy and really aggressive and actually expand directly towards their opponent.
Yeah, I'm going to be really interested in that too. This map is just awesome because it definitely elicits different styles of play based on the spawn locations, but it's not like Metalopolis, last year where it's like, oh, okay, close spawns. I guess we stay on one base the entire game. It's a lot better than that. And already we see that GanZi, actually this game may not even be that long of a game because GanZi is teching up. And Crank is going to be going for a Nexus first, so yeah. It'll be interesting to see how GanZi wants to play this, and if he scouts right away, how he wants to use his tech.
He's not even going Nexus first. Like most people go 15 or 16 Nexus. He's going 17 Nexus. It's basically the greediest Nexus you can do. What it allows you, it's basically the Nexus where you don't even ever have to cut probes until the Nexus is down. Like you're continuously producing probes and continuously chrono boosting until you drop that Nexus. Then you wait to obviously get that gateway in your next pylon, and then you start that pro production already again. But GanZi, a nice metagame choice to actually scout cross positions first, so you can actually see that center area and watch for any proxies. He might actually just proxy like a barracks over here or something. He was doing some weird play with this SCV chill, and maybe he's going to put a factory over there and then proxy some cloak banshees or something like that. I wouldn't expect it to be a second barracks and just, yeah, there's the proxied factory. Now, whether it'll be a factory to lift into this base, he still doesn't know where his opponent is, does he?
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He doesn't even know, so his opponent could be close air to him, and this would be bizarre. Like
he doesn't even know that it's Nexus first either. He's actually taking guys off gas as well, so this is definitely very unique. Yeah, I think he's just going to churn out some Hellions and then be aggressive with the I don't know, it's just like...
It's bizarre, man, that he would pull guys off gas like that and not drop a command center yet. The whole thing is just really weird, but... I don't know, man. If he figures out where his opponent is, it'll be cool. If he just lifts this, puts it in the main, and makes Hellions, and then, I don't know, I guess just sends Marines to the natural to attack while he's doing that. But it does seem like it would be a lot better if he kept mining gas and like added in a starport or something like that and continue his tech here.
Okay, he thinks it's cross spawn only. Like he has to. Like.
No.
Oh, GanZi.
Oh no, GanZi.
Oh man. Okay, well the SCV is actually gonna find out. The SCV is like, what's going on? He's poking around here. Is he just? he can't possibly think his opponent is actually in that position.
Does he act? Is he not even gonna check? He's just gonna. I can't believe this, man. This could be a ridiculous game here, and he's still producing Hellions. He's not even like lifting it and realizing even.
No, he's saving them up, man.
Yeah, producing on the low ground. Now he's gonna go check. He's gonna be like, oh, now I look stupid. Uh-oh. Is he gonna cancel and lift? No, he's continue making them.
Oh God.
Oh, I feel so bad for him now. Oh, he doesn't realize that it's all spawns.
Oh,
and
sees
Crank's
two?
like, no, it's 4 spawn. Well, this may be a free win for Crank here. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see here. The thing is, he's got a whole bunch of Stalkers out now, and it's like Stalkers are pretty good against Marines and Hellions. And
Oh my god.
is he gonna GG? Is he? I mean, it's kind of a thing where you might just forfeit. Like that's, like, I mean, you're kind of screwed. You know,
Yeah.
you did a build that. I don't know, man.
He still is making Hellions. He's not even lifting it and moving it over. He's still made another Hellion. Like, okay, there we go. Finally, he's gonna lift and put it in the main. Maybe it'll be able to do some damage since Crank's got his Stalkers out in the middle of the map, but he may have missed his opportunity. Crank's moving back to try to kill that scouting SCV. He saw no expansion from his opponent, so he's like, oh, wait a minute. What the hell are you doing? I gotta get back here and watch out for some type of all-in or something like that. Unfortunately, he's gonna miss the SCV, but he's gonna see all 3 Hellions moving over here with that Stalker. Maybe these Hellions will be able to keep the Stalkers busy in the natural, though, while one, is made in the main to go in the middle line or something like that. No, actually, GanZi just going to run straight up into the main anyways, but more and more gateways on the way from Craig. I'm actually surprised he didn't immediately add a robo after seeing those Hellions and knowing his opponent's on factory tech. But actually, some probes are going down, so he's doing some damage, but not really that much. We're at 6 worker kills. It's 30 SCVs to 33 probes.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad. And he's still got the factory in here, so if he can save up another 3 Hellions, and then move out with those and roast another bunch, then he's actually going to be in a fine spot. So,
He did out a robo. Not bad. Yeah, that's nice. Oh. He's good. I didn't see that yet. It's at the bottom right of his natural, so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and he sees the Hellions. He went to make a pile on the edge of his base, and now he knows when there's only 2 Hellions, so he can't just go kill probes quite as quickly. They're still doing a pretty darn good job, though. I believe he's up to 10 worker kills now, so nice Stalker block, but he doesn't quite get it at the natural. And oh, nice sentries tickle that Hellion to death right there. And the factory is still producing Hellions, so one more Hellion does pop out. Not really going to be able to accomplish that much with it. Probably going to be forced to lift that factory and get it out of there. And what's his transition? He still only has 1 tech lab, just producing a lot of Marines, getting stim. No combat shields first, so. I don't know. I mean, GanZi's not in a terrible position. He certainly did a lot of damage there and made Crank miss a lot of mining time. We're at 36 harvests to their 36. I suppose he's somehow transitioned into not too bad of a game here.
Yeah, I mean, the awkward part for him is that, what the heck, he's making another factory. Okay.
What?
Yeah, that's got to be a mistake. There's absolutely no reason to make it. Like, I was going to say, the problem is he doesn't have a factory to build the reactor to put on the starport, because he really needs medevacs. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
So I think this is one of those circumstances where you're like all completely thrown off. It's like when a Protoss does a Stargate opening and then builds another Stargate when they want to get their mothership out. It's
Right.
like you're just completely thrown off, and actually he goes ahead and cancels that, now makes the starport. So realizing, and this has just got to be a really frustrating position for GanZi, but the fact is, when you look at the supply, he's up 2 supply, they're even on workers. There's actually 2 Immortals out, so I don't know if Crank is going to... I mean, 2 Immortals is kind of like you're afraid of getting all in. He probably made them because he was afraid of getting all in. He was like, my opponent messed up badly, so I just want to not die, and I'm sure I'm going to win the game, but... GanZi's in a fine spot right here. He's got his +1 about to be done, and if he doesn't get owned by Colossus Tech because his starport's so late, then he should be fine.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he's been making those Immortals, because his scouting observer just saw additional barracks and saw all the Marines, so he knows he's not up against 1-1-1 or some type of 2-2-2 on 2 base. Like,
yeah.
So it's just pretty shocking, but he's going to go into Colossus Tech now, which will be excellent against all those Marines. +1 combat shields, though, it's going to be done pretty soon here. We will have concussive shells as well. Looks like Crank just a little bit worried about either Banshees or drop Hellions, something like that. So he's keeping some units in his main base, playing very, very safe right now with that observer out in front. He's just playing a standard defensive macro game, and looks like GanZi just wants to do the same thing. I mean, just making a lot of infantry, making medevacs. Maybe with these first, like he made 1 medevac, able to just go for a drop with that. Use his next 2 medevacs to move forward onto the natural. Could be a good way to move forward with this game if you can get a good drop off in the main, and then try to, put on some aggression at the natural. It could work, but Crank is already splitting up his army so effectively. He's got a Colossus at the natural. He's got a lot of Zealots, a pretty nice sentry count that he's, buffering when he feels the need. And he's got plenty of units in his main as well. He just looks drop-proof right now.
Yeah, and I think basically what he's gearing up for is just a big 2-base timing. The way he's got his Robo rallied, ooh, and actually a scan going down at the natural. Does he see? Yeah, he sees the Colossus sitting over there. So I think he was gearing up for a big timing attack. And he may still go for it. He's got 2 Colossus range. But this drop may be able to delay things long enough. 1 pound's going to get cleaned up, but units on the high ground will force that back pretty easily.
And instantly, GanZi cancels both of his medevacs that were in production and starts Viking production, so he's not messing around. He's going to get prepared for these Colossi. But Crank looks like maybe he did want to go for a bust. He's starting to move forward immediately with all of his army. In fact, Colossus Scout over on the edge of the map, something I know all too much about from beta, but unfortunately for him, or fortunately for him, GanZi did not take advantage of it, did not see that out there. But he's starting to move forward for this, and I don't know if GanZi has enough to defend. He's only got 2 Vikings. He has no bunkers because he salvaged them. He's going to be in a bit of a choke point here, and I've seen Crank do this type of bust many times before. He's pretty darn good at it. He's got a lot of sentries for a decent amount of force fields. Guardian Shield as well. He is down on upgrades, though. GanZi has 1-0 with 1-1 about to complete. With Crank with no upgrades, will his force fields be good enough? Excellent force fields, keeping that army away from those Colossus so he can do as much damage as possible. He needs to target fire down those Vikings. There's only 1 left. He doesn't have any Zealots left, though, so he's going to be taking a lot of damage on those Stalkers and Sentries, with the Colossi are dishing out way more.
Yeah, a lot of SCVs definitely getting taken out here. It looks like it's going to be very, very close.
And it looks like GanZi actually starting to push forward and break through this, but did he take too much damage? That's the question. Oh my god, and Crank just GG's. So I guess he didn't take too much damage. That's the answer to my question.
I guess there's actually also 1 medevac worth of units at the natural here, and
okay,
I mean, I don't know though. He had some Zealots there. He definitely. I mean, it's 4 Marines and a Marauder. I think he could have cleaned that up. So I don't know.
It's one of those positions where you were talking about keeping the Colossi hidden and going for a 2-base all in. I think it's one of those things where if he could have waited for the 3rd Colossus, he would have broken that.
Yeah.
But with only 2 Colossi, when GanZi lifted his orbital, which was such a smart move, and spread his army out in such a huge arc, like if your Colossi are here and the Terran army is in this choke point, 2 Colossi are enough. But when the Terran army is that spread out, 2 Colossi just aren't doing enough splash damage to outdo what the medevacs are healing quite quick enough. And GanZi was actually able to hold that. So what a ridiculous game. GanZi starts out not knowing what spawn is correct, proxying a factory at the wrong base, making Hellions at the wrong base, calls out the GG. I guess it was a joke or something. I don't know, man. And then goes on to win the game. Like, GanZi's a champion, man. We're moving on to game 2, though, to see if Crank can make the comeback after this quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, guys.